Welcome to IDW Transformers IDW Autocracy Part 3. Yes, it's Part 3. This is a 12-issue series, so maybe we'll get through it on this setting. We might. It just depends on how long these guys like to talk. Yeah, me. I'm the one who talks a lot. So, you doing good, Sardo and Briag? We ready to roll?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right. How's everybody doing out there? We have DF. Oh, time to transform.
I'm just getting my stuff shared.
What's up, DFS? You rolled with us all the way through the other one, man. Glad to see you here. We're going to start off right. There we go. Let's see. Looks like everything's up and running. Correct? Hold on a second. Okay. While waiting here a second. What's up, McDJ ACDC? Going through some people have showed up. McDJ. BAP2, he's with us again. DFS Infinity, what's up, brother? All right, so Transformers IDW Autocracy Issue 7. Will Hot Rod ever be the same after having to make the decision to destroy the one place in the civilians who he swore to protect? Zeta Prime has stomped Orion Pax to the ground just as he is ready to destroy Orion Pax and unlikely... Am I in the right spot? Did that happen?
Yeah, the very last panel, he had Optimus or Orion under his boot.
I want to check on that. I wrote this stuff, and I was like, after a while, if you write something, some of it kind of blurs together. So, okay. Just wanted to check before I did it. Zeta Prime has stomped Orion Pax to the ground just as he is ready to destroy Orion Pax. An unlikely but strategical Megatron stops him from destroying Orion Pax and orders his Decepticons to protect the Autobots and commands them to leave Zeta Prime to him. How will the alliance between the Decepticons and Autobots play out? And will the battle between Megatron and Zeta Prime end in defeat for either one of them? Okay, let me go ahead and get the credits going. Everything looks to be the same again, but as per the norm, we'll read them because they deserve. They should be appreciated for the work they do. They do amazing work here, and they should get shouted out appropriately. But story by Chris Metzen and Flint Dilley, art by Livio Romandelli, letters by Sean Lee. Sean Lee's different. That's different this time.
Yep.
All right. Editors John Barber and Carlos Guzman. I gotta get my monocle out. 2012. We got a month yet?
I don't see one. I kind of wonder if they may have put it on number 1 when they issued this out. I remember them doing the 12 parts really fast when they released it, and then they made a physical book out of all of them.
Sardo got the monocle reference.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's dig in. Let's dig in.
Indubitably. Indeed.
All right. So let's see. Yeah. Zeta just pretty much, Zeta owned Optimus here. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Sometimes I get confused while I was doing a prequel or after, but the first, go ahead and scroll unless there's something anybody wants to say.
Nah, just him looking golden. He looks like those statues, except he's got 2 Mega Man blasters.
Actually, yeah, get to him.
That is a lot of power to contain. How the hell is he wielding 2 of those?
I don't know. It's a good question. And Megatron is definitely taking note. Well, he's taking note of how it works, and we'll find out later. When you first read this, how surprised were you at this part right here?
That Megatron showed up?
Yeah.
Like it was like a little bit like a curveball, but it wasn't like just complete left field. Like I was thinking at some point Megatron was going to intervene since he's been, watching it. Like he's actually been waiting on his time.
Right. So let's see. Yeah, I'm going. I always enjoy how the Seekers float around like that. I think it looks pretty ominous. I think I said that last time they showed them.
It makes them look strong. Right? They have an armory backing like that.
Yeah, it
And
looks
most,
like this is.
and most, yeah, most of those guys, from what we learned from Megatron Origins, Secrets aside, a lot of those guys are gladiators too. So they're all capable killers.
Yep.
What's up, big? What's up, Big Stan? Big Stan and Curtis Schultz. How you guys doing tonight? As always, more than meets the baby.
I heard that totally his voice.
Exactly. Everything I read from him, everything, it's in that voice. Go ahead. Unless there's something you guys got to say, just go ahead and roll on.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. Megatron. Not even in my wildest dreams I expect to crush this insurgency. But I like to take note of this little battle they have here,
Yep. So yeah, probably what looks to be Thundercracker or just a random Seeker jumps in the way.
Yeah. But
says he's well aware of the Vampire ribbon.
Oh, here it is. I think it's coming up. He's talking. Yeah. Megatron just said he notices that, like you were saying, Zeta's going to have some sort of protection against this because up there in that other tile, Megatron says, "What does it do? It sucks the energon around. Yeah, how it drains the energon from those around you." But I'm wondering. Wait, what are you pleased? Yeah, and he notices that was the way to overload it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's keep throwing stuff at it, but you'll notice if he's throwing guys at it, they're automatically getting sucked in.
Yeah,
who's throwing the guys? There may not be a trigger on that thing. It just pulls from energon around, and then maybe the trigger is the release to throw the energon. So how does it know not to suck energon from the wielder?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Of course, they're mechanical machines, so I'm sure maybe it's just all in the wiring.
Possibly.
And guess what? Who's the one doing the throwing?
Megatron.
Megatron's just throwing fools at it, man.
Yep.
Through
a whole ledge.
No, this is funny to me, but I have to go back to the future. There's a point when Death Source is talking to someone, and he told him I couldn't follow Megatron because he treats his men like cannon fodder. He does. Even right here, he's doing it.
Yeah.
I can't follow such a man who cares little of his own troops. He does not care about the troops.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's overloaded the weapons. They've sucked in too much energy, and I guess it's at the breaking point where once you get it that full, you can't release it. It's just going to explode or something.
Yeah, it's definitely overloading the weapon.
Expel. It just keeps eating. It has to vomit at some point.
Yep.
There you go. It doesn't like the one chip challenge.
Oh no.
And look at that. Once he destroyed that Zampark ribbon, that weapon, Zeta's the fuck out of there. I'm gone.
He flies.
I think that's the first time we see that he flies too.
Yeah. It looks like it's coming from his feet like the Seekers. So he probably definitely does have a jet mode.
That's good to know. I think those wings went there. Opening those wings went there for no reason.
Yeah.
So I think Nominus Prime had a jet mode also.
Nominus.
Before this. Mm-hmm. Remember during the Spotlight Orion packs? No, I'm sorry. It's not that. It's a different timeline. Is it after Sentinel it goes to Nominus, or was it Nominus then to Sentinel?
Hold on, let me think.
You talking about
Sentinel? I think it's Sentinel did Nominus. Like,
yeah,
I could be wrong.
That's what I thought it was. Because Zeta doesn't actually have a matrix in him.
No. He's more one of those. I'm Prime because just because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder when that changed. At what point could you be a Prime without the Matrix? Because that didn't used to be a thing, and it went to be a thing. You know what I mean?
It actually tells you later on. There is, it's kind of at the end of the story when stuff's wrapping up and it's all coming together.
Okay.
But Sentinel doesn't actually have a Matrix, nor does Nominus. His is a fake, and Zeta doesn't have one either.
Do we know who the last Prime was that held the Matrix before Optimus?
Oh man.
Right.
I don't think Nova did.
No,
Nova did. Nova did.
He did.
Because it tries to go back to him in a later issue.
Okay. Yeah.
What source do we have for that? Which comic does it talk about? Do you know off the top of your head? It's fine if you don't.
It will be.
Was it during Dark Cybertron?
Devastation.
Oh, that's right. When Prime was kind of
the first time when the Nova and / Nemesis, since that's what he calls himself, faces off with Optimus, and the Matrix is trying to actually leave Optimus's body and go to Nova.
That's right, because he had that out of body experience when Roller came out to repair him.
Yep.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Yep, and he was the last Prime to actually carry the Matrix. Although I don't know if he was ever actually a true Prime, if that makes sense. We're getting to it, but I'll make a comment on it in a bit. We'll go ahead and move forward.
Is it this issue or the next?
It's at the end of Autocracy.
Okay. All right. Roll on here. Let's see.
So, he gives him a side glance of Orion on the ground.
Yeah. At the end, it's kind of surprising because basically what's getting ready to happen, we're getting ready to see that Shockwave is getting ready to repair him.
Yeah.
So he is vital to Megatron's plan. Megatron hasn't given up his plan, but, he's not going to have him repaired, especially if you know future events. So,
yeah. He's doing the repairs, notices the matrix cavity.
Yeah, it kind of does right here. It says it means because kind of wondering why he repaired him. It means we have great things to accomplish together, Orion. Plus, we never got to finish our conversation. So, yeah, once you realize how this ends up, you kind of know what he needs him for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking Megatron is aware of the Matrix.
Probably. Because you would see Megatron. I don't know. Megatron, he's very philosophical. He's also very faithful in different ways. He's just got a lot of character. And so I would imagine that he would believe that the Matrix exists and wants to maybe find out where it's at.
Right.
They don't really discuss exactly what he wants from it right now.
Okay.
But it kind of makes me think that maybe he would. Maybe it'd be like a back burner plan, because Megatron's always got steps to his plan. Hence the whole phase 1, phase 2, phase whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Yeah, we're definitely glad you are here on the 3 Live stream too, big sir. So, okay. Let's see what we got. I'm not really sure there's a lot of meat and potatoes left in this one. It's getting ready to get action packed pretty good. Feel free to say anything that you guys see necessary.
Yeah, mostly it's just they're kind of having conversation that's ultimately leading to Orion has to reluctantly join Megatron to make a stand.
Right. Yep. That's definitely what this one's all about. The repairing of him and them making an alliance together for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, put it in the chat. How do you guys think this alliance is going to go? We all know eventually how it goes, but how do you think it's going to go immediately?
Shockwave on top. Everybody's dead.
Hey, later on in this series, he does appear to be a very formidable foe. This is the same guy I'm referring to in Spotlight Shockwave. Is that one where he battles the Dinobots?
Yeah.
He's definitely formidable. So fuck.
If only.
Yeah, he has various subroutines.
Yeah.
Yep. Bring out the rage software, please.
I choose violence this morning.
Yeah. So yep, they're moving along, doing their thing. For some reason, Hot Rod and Orion are being allowed to actually speak to each other. I don't know if that's just Megatron's allowing it or what, but you'd think he wouldn't want these two talking too much.
Later on toward the end of the series, when it's kind of odd, but I thought the same thing. He was able to walk around and wander around. I was like,
Yeah.
So there we go again with that.
I don't know if it's just how they're standing or what, but look how big Shockwave is in this particular panel. He's just so bulky. Like it really makes me wonder how big is he? Like, is he toe to toe with Megatron and Prime? It feels like he would be.
Well, if I go by Planet X Shockwave size, he's a little bit taller than Ironhide. Of course, he's bigger than Bumblebee. He's probably closer to Orion.
Yeah.
That's just that's just toy scale from from a third party company, but yeah.
Yeah, right, JJ Pierre. In IDW, Shockwave is not to be fucked with. He's damn formidable for sure. And also in the chat, if any of you guys have a question or want us to go back to something, explain it, or just show it, please let us know.
So, I always wondered about these stacks. They just stick out from his elbow, you know?
Oh, yeah. I asked about that when MMC designed this version of this figure. And I was like, it looks pretty good. The wheels aren't inside the shoulder the way it should be. That looks pretty straight. I was like, where are his smokestacks? I mean, they're wrong. They're useless. You never see them in alt mode. But where are they?
Yeah, and looking at his shoulder down there where he's shaking Megatron's hand, it looks like his arms would slide up and maybe the smokestacks would go into his shoulder or something.
Yeah, because the way they're made there, it's so weird. But it's iconic. He has to have it. So I guess they said, you know what? Fuck it. Just draw them on there. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we discussing the fusion cannon?
Oh, no, his smokestacks.
Okay.
I saw Prime's smokestacks come out of the middle of his arm instead of being attached to his shoulders. I just always thought it was kind of different. And he doesn't have those ornamental forearm guns.
You're right, they're gone. You're right, yeah. What are those?
So I don't know. They jumped how he's drawn.
Hey, what's up, Deluxe Baldwin? Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, man.
Deluxe, Mr. DLX, sir. All right, so that'll conclude issue 7. Hold on a second. Let me just do a couple things here.
That is a nice cover with that green fog look.
Yeah. I'm going to go through just a couple things in the chat. JJ Pierre says, this comic looks awesome, man. You know what? These comics are good. The 2005 to 2018 run is very good. So I'm trying to talk the gentleman into letting us do phase 2 at the same time. I want to do both at once. 1 week this, 1 week the other. I think it would play out good. But I like watching my shows, and I call them multiple timelines. I can watch them at the same time, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I get you.
I really like having the perspective, because I really feel it might give you a different perspective when you like, oh, wait a minute, that makes that kind of changes what we thought before in an old comic in phase 1. You know what I mean? Thanks for stopping, Deluxe. I understand how it is, man. Time is rough, so appreciate that. I think I got everything we need here. Yep. Let me go ahead and we'll continue on with number 8. Number 8. As Zeta Prime addresses the Senate, they become under attack from the new alliance formed between the Autobots and Decepticons. Orion Pax and Megatron together take on Zeta Prime in an epic battle that will shift the tide and who will have the upper hand, the new alliance of Orion Pax and Megatron or Zeta Prime. Will the Decepticons double-cross the Autobots, or will their newly formed alliance prove prosperous for both sides? Dum, dum, dum.
In the perfect world.
Yeah. Okay. We have a story by Chris Metzen and Flint Dilley. That's been the same throughout. Art by Livio Romandelli. I'm thinking that's been the same too.
Yep. That's
I
the
believe
same.
Letters
The
by
letters
Chris,
change.
letters by Chris Mowry. That changes sometimes. Editors by John Barber and Carlos Guzman been staying the same. Looks like we have a 2012 timestamp on this as well. So this series started in 2005, but this is a 2012 newsstand time. You know what I mean? So this is another thing where they did this series, and this is a retrospect that they're giving you. So that's what I'm saying. I love to tell things in retrospect. Start one place, go to another, come back to that other place.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go ahead. This is where Zeta Prime is addressing the Senate.
So, yep, they're at Icon, and they are surrounded by the Omega Destructors. Notice how they all have their head guns facing forward, wings on the back. So they're in, looks like, hologram meeting here with senators. Oh, yeah, they're under attack.
Yeah. At first, I was like, is this just the Decepticons attacking? And when you see the next panel, it's like, oh, no, yep, they're definitely... I mean, think about what could be done if you had all those fighting on the same cause.
Oh, yeah, the Autocons, yeah. Or the,
on
or the
a consistent basis. You know what I mean, Sardo?
Yeah,
Yep. Yep, so you got ground troops firing on a... Look at the building. Looks like it's got energon capsules on it just to power the weapons. That's kind of a neat drawing.
Yeah, they're exchanging battle. Who is behind Ironhide?
Soundwave.
Oh, that's Soundwave.
Soundwave.
Okay.
Yep.
My bad.
It is kind of, his crest is not quite as pointy.
Yeah, because we have some more characters to debut in this comic as well coming up. So
Yeah, all the Seekers.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And they are tops when it comes to military tactical. There's not a ton of flying, soldiers. You have a couple. I think you have Silverbolt, you have Skylinks, but they definitely have the edge when it comes to aerial combat.
Yeah, and remember, Starscream graduated from that academy, top honors. That's why he's the air commander.
Did they ever talk about that?
I remember they talked about it in All Hail Megatron when he joined, but I don't think they bring it up much more than that. Maybe a couple times during, More Than Meets the Eye, Robots in Disguise, whenever Starscream's on Cybertron, he might talk a little bit about his accolades. I think
you hear more about during more. I think it's more during All Hail Megatron. I think it's because he's just trying to show how almost like saying I went to college for 4 years and became a doctor. I'm just trying to tell you how qualified I am to lead this outfit. You know you won't listen to me.
Yep. And none of the other jets ever challenge him, so he must be formidable in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, or at least I think he is.
Yeah.
Here we got Astro Train.
Yeah, and he's dropping Pax and Megatron down in, and this shit's gonna get real.
Yeah, Butterfly Prime.
Butterfly Prime. Oh yeah, Megatron, Orion. This I did not expect. Yes, so they are throwing Zeta for a couple curveballs. So I don't think he's without his strong weaponry, I don't think he's as smart as either one of these as Pax or Megatron.
I don't think so. I think
Not at
he's
all.
just power hungry when he got named Prime.
Yeah. So there's some jargon going back and forth with those two, you know.
Yeah. He decided to aim at Megatron first because he mouthed off first, but Orion rushes him and rips one of those off. Looks like it was his Zeta's left arm.
That's not the Zampark ribbon though. That's just one of his weapons, right?
No, he's got Vampark ribbons on.
I thought Megatron
Just one.
disabled one of those.
Well, notice he's only got one on his left
okay,
arm.
he had two. Okay, he definitely only has one
He did
now,
have-
correct?
Yeah, he did have to.
Go ahead, Serta. What?
Oh no, I'm saying he did have to. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
before he flew off, I remember he had to.
So Megatron's tactic was to overload the one that he wanted to use, that he was using, and Pax's strategy is I'm just going to rip it the fuck off you.
Yep. Big old uppercut. But Zeta's pretty powerful because he comes right back and just rips Prime's arm off.
Yeah, I think he has strength. I
Yeah.
think he has strength for sure.
Yeah. When they built all this armor and stuff on him, I'm sure they gave him a huge upgrade. Your service is concluded.
Yes. Aerial King Starscream. What's up, Kato? Kato's here.
That's up.
Kato. All right, so let's get back to what we got going on here. All right, so this is just some back and forth between the Autobot troops. This is when you kind of just really see Ultra Magnus, and he's questioning what they're doing. But he does know, hey, we do need to join up with them. We have no chance to beat Zeta Prime and his arsenal and destructors. So,
yeah, got a little wrecker crew right there: Cup, Springer, and Magnus.
yeah. Are they? They're not established as wreckers yet, though, are they?
I don't think so.
Uh-huh,
The wreckers came much later after the Autobot cause.
yeah, and the fact that showing Ultra Magnus, I know Ultra Magnus was a record in what was it? Animated continuity.
Prime.
Prime, yeah. So I know IAW Ultra Magnus was never a record. Not.
No, he becomes like the epitome of truthful justice as the enforcer of the Tyrest Accord.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's always he's always quoting that shit. Yeah.
Like I said, we're not going to read it all. People can look at it later, pause it, read it when they want. Let's see. The fight
take
continues.
down an Omega Destructor.
Basically, so yeah. Scroll on down. Next page. Let me see something. Yeah, there we go. Here's the fight that I want to see. This is a fight between. What happened to Pax? How is this fight just between Megatron and Zeta?
I think part of it is, he ripped Pax's arm off, and then we got Shawn Michaels from behind here, giving him the sweet chin music.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Ron Pax is like, "Oh, I can't. Oh, fuck this! I can't believe you just fucking did that. Oh my god, someone help me!" It's not crime, but it'd be funny.
Dude, this is
oh my god, this is perfect. Do you guys remember when Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty were a tag team as the Rockers, and Shawn Michaels turned on him and big booted him right through the Brutus the Barber Beefcake's window?
There you go.
Oh man,
yeah,
it's about to happen.
But they'd hey, Pax and Megatron in this comic, like in this series, like to show leg.
Yeah,
Pax had the legs going earlier.
Yeah, see, his is sideways, sweet chin music. Pax had the big up one like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. So check this out. Zeta Prime is trying to squish Megatron's head. Just pop it.
Yeah, like the great Khali and Rey Mysterio.
Yep. And look at the tide turn quick.
Yep. He baited him into that. Megatron planned that.
He wasn't the Gladiator champion for no reason. I mean,
and know what? When I see this, I forgot that happened to him, And it reminds me of something again when Megatron and Prime had that talk in the future. They go over the war stories, and
Yeah.
it's about then we had this fight on the bridge, and you went for my arm. No, you tore my arm. Like, which arm? The gun arm, Prime. You always go for my cannon arm. I mean seriously. I mean,
Yep.
what arm do I always lose first? No, it makes
Yep.
sense because this happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got the fusion cannon.
There's a little bit rattly there, Sardo.
Oh, I'm at. Oh,
There
did I
you
fix that? Yeah, it's nothing too in Megatron Origins when Starscream gifted him that fusion cannon. He said before, make the fair fight the other person's problem.
Yep. And he says just before that, he's like, I notice you lead with your right arm.
Mm-hmm.
This will ensure that a fair fight is someone else's problem.
Yep, and that makes sense why Prime always goes for that cannon. And as we saw here, he should have did the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he baited him in. Be like, oh, I'll get my hands dirty. Let me just grab your head.
Yeah.
But what about my right arm? What? Wait.
Yeah.
Big Stan. You know how it goes around here. He says, I love how this all of a sudden taking a reference from pro wrestling. You know how it.
Oh man, you know it.
Damn right. Love me some wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why Starscream is always Megatron's greatest jobber. Always make him look good.
Yep.
So that's really going to set up turning the tide in a specific way, you know, because Megatron just basically, you know, he just finished him off. Prime number 2 down.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is the second Prime he killed. Yeah.
Yeah, he just they both primes were huge in size. But
is it the second, or was he actually responsible for killing Nominus in some sort of bombing thing? I mean, he didn't do it hands on.
Oh, you're right, but this is actually like actual physical combat. But you're right though. Yeah, I guess it's kind of number 3 in a way. Yeah.
So we got this right here. Let's see.
Yep.
Ironhide. Sir, this is Ironhide. We're mopping up the stragglers, but it looks like we pulled this one off. Glad to hear it. Send in Ratchet and his engineering crew. We're in pretty bad shape up here.
Yep.
Yeah. And, you know,
right there. There we go. Right there. Shawn Michaels kicks Marty Jannetty through the window.
Turn it back on.
And your Autobots have served their purpose. I mean, that shot that he gave him, that looks like a full-on fusion cannon.
Yeah.
Because I always felt like maybe he changed the power of it. Sometimes it had more, like he could adjust its power. Because sometimes you'd shoot something, it wouldn't devastate something as much.
And yeah. All Hail Megatron, when he's making a point to Starscream, yeah, he shoves a point on that cannon where he with a power level can go up and down. Went all the way to red to get a whole city block.
Yeah, I remember him shooting through that whole skyscraper, and it just crippled it down.
So yeah, he can't change level of it. The power output.
God, that's a good cover.
Actually, that'd be a good poster.
Yeah.
Let me make sure there's nothing I need to address in chat. Right. No, I don't need to address anything. So let's just go ahead and go into issue 9. Let's see. Issue 9. Megatron has defeated Zeta Prime, making his list of primes he's killed longer. Megatron double crosses Optimus Prime. Heavily damaged, Megatron focuses his power and shoots Orion Pax, leaving him almost cut in half. Tossed and left for dead under the Citadel where the Senate once resided. Will the Autobots be able to survive without their leader Orion Pax? Will Orion Pax survive, or will the vessel once thought to be mumbo jumbo and propaganda to keep the common bots in line light Cybertron's darkest hour?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, you caught that. Okay, so we got story by Chris Metzen and Flint Dilley, art by Livio Romandelli, letters by Sean Lee, editors would be John Barber and Carlos Guzman. And let's see. I got my monocle again. 2012.
Yep.
Let's see a month. So, all right. So roll on issue 9. So,
All right.
basically, this is Megatron announcing to everybody. I mean, this right now we're in the age of he has. Let's see. The autocracy has been broken, and Megatron is ruling at this point in time. He's giving safe passage to any Autobots that will basically succumb to his tyrannical ways.
Peace your tyranny.
Yep.
Yep.
He's giving the big old "you can kiss my ass" speech. I won.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, I need to write that down. The big old "kiss my ass" speech.
Oh, like Jesse Jackson did Randy in South Park. Go on. That's right.
Go on. Apologize.
Oh, they go
Oh
apologize.
shit!
That's
Apologize.
exactly what Ironheart said. Oh shit! Apologize.
Oh man.
Oh no!
Look how big long haul is.
Megatron's like Reflector. Transform. I need a camera mode for this. He about to apologize.
Oh shit!
Look how big long haul is compared to Blitzwing. I know it's just one panel, but long haul's a big bot.
Actually, yeah, and this is pre-devastator, right? They can't combine yet. So
Yep.
yeah.
Good reason they made him the hips for hip thrusting.
Mm-hmm. And childbearing hips.
Yep.
Child burn.
Child burying hips
There you go, childbearing.
later on when all hell Megatron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Autobots are scrambling just to try to stay hidden and survive right now. You know,
Mhm.
it's man, they never get a break. Think about the you really got to be man of sterner stuff. They never get a break for more.
Yeah.
You know.
Look at how they drew Bumblebee's head. They actually drew it like Cliff Jumper's helmet.
Oh,
Oh,
good,
you did, yeah.
good to see, Sir King of Lore. Oh man. Said pause and read if you'd like, people. I'm just having some jargon now. It looks like Megatron, I think if I remember correctly, because I'm not reading this, but I've read it. Is Megatron going to summon Hot Rod?
Yeah, he wants to talk to Hot Rod, and Bumblebee's giving him the shaft for blowing up Nyon, and now he's just kind of telling him, like, oh, you're going to take care of it like you did back then? Just blow everyone up?
Yeah, that's a dick move from Bumblebee.
It is.
Oh yeah. Yes. Because that was not a lighthearted choice he made. He
Mhm.
read it. What he did was he read the deaths mean something versus just well, they're dead. You can't do anything about it.
Yep. Yeah, remember this panel, because when we get to More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise, whenever
Yep.
they part ways, this is where probably their animosity and rivalry kind of started, was right here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I would have. Matter of fact, it's even before that actually, but I don't want to speak on it right now. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like Sardo, you're saying they continue to have beef even before they split later on in Phase 2.
Oh yeah, it's even Phase 1 where man, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a certain point where he's bringing the Matrix back to Prime. I'll leave it at that. And when he walks past Bumblebee's more like, hey, I'm right here. You talk to me. I'm calling the shots. He's like, I'm not here to talk to you. Bye.
Yep, because Bumblebee was the de facto leader at that point.
Yeah. I was like, I want to talk to your daddy. Get away.
Not
Yeah,
only
like
was
what?
he the de facto leader, he was voted as the leader by his
Voted, yeah.
peers. So he was the one all the Autobots wanted to follow, and it was a anonymous vote.
Mm-hmm. And Hot Rod's is like, anyway, where's the big man at?
Yeah.
Don't talk to the little guy. And it's actually kind of a beautiful moment because you see a Mega Supreme like narrating it.
Yeah.
It was like on this day.
Yeah, it was wrote biblically too.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
The way everything was well, written down on page. It was written like it was scripture.
Yeah, and I always love to think that when this continuity came to an end, they would look back on that on these historical events of Cybertron life. It was on this day, year of our Primus.
Yep, when Alpha Trion's reading it back to the young ones.
I thought that'd be kind of beautiful.
All right, so here we got a almost dead Pax.
Yeah, and he's about, like I said, he's about cut in half. That blast was brutal.
Yep.
But it makes you wonder too. Okay, here we go again with the dynamic between Megatron and Optimus. It's Megatron needed him for whatever reason. He had no problem annihilating the other ones, but there are certain times each other one of them could have destroyed and finished off. They never did. You know what I mean? So there starts that first time. You can't tell me he couldn't have followed Pax down there where he kicked him to and made sure that the deal was done.
Yeah, he could have.
Yep. So that's
it may have just been arrogance, because Pax isn't a prime. So he may have just thought one big blast was enough.
I do think that he saw I think he's really learned how powerful Pax was.
Yeah.
Though. So
or maybe he thought it was enough that it would cripple him permanently, that he'd just suffer the rest of his life.
He need to be paying attention because Pax has been freaking destroying or damn near torn apart from limb to limb, 4 times now?
Yeah.
So, yeah, down here, this is where things get pretty interesting.
I mean, if you really want to cripple all about side, he need to kill Ratchet. Let's just keep it real. You should kill Ratchet.
Yeah.
Kill him, medic. I mean, he's the one fixing everybody.
This is where the Matrix is calling out to him because down below, ironic, underneath the Senate is where the Matrix was kept. Maybe it's not ironic, but yeah, it would be.
It's not actual. Well, it is and it isn't. There's actually a reason for it, but it comes much later.
Don't you think Zeta Prime would have loved to have had it?
Oh yeah.
Oh sure.
Yeah, he would have tried to weaponize it.
Yeah, that's the ironic part to me. It was right underneath his feet the whole time.
And honestly, he may have actually known that. Just from some of the stuff they talk about later about the Matrix, pretty much everyone, including the Senate, thinks the Matrix has gone dead. Like it became an actual useless bauble, so it got stored.
DFS has brought up Pat Lee. Yeah, that's a big reason for the transition to IDW.
Pat Lee?
Huh?
Pat Lee?
Pat Lee was the one that didn't pay his artists. Dreamwave, I think. No, it wasn't Dreamwave. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
It was Dreamwave, and it wasn't at the 2000s G1 comics too that he did. I know it was Dreamwave. What else did Pat Lee do? Anyway, I digress. So,
oh well, we ended up with a great story. Still wish they would have finished the War Within last 3 issues of.
I do. I love that.
Whatever that section was. Dark.
I love that comic too. Yeah, it's just all Cybertron done right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Matrix is calling out to him. Reach out your hand and take hold of the flame.
Cue them. It's like finding Excalibur.
Right.
You got the touch.
There you go.
Now here's your power.
Power.
Searing pain.
So think about the way they describe it, man. That's not just pain. That's a lot of searing pain, fire, panic, fear.
Part of pain of creation, I imagine.
Wow. Yep. I mean, that's intense.
Yeah, everything. The wisdom of the primes.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, right here, he can. I can see their pain, their grief, their loneliness. I can feel the bitterness of devastation and loss. You know, you can pause that and read that, but that's cool how that's in the sky like that.
Yep.
Uh,
Sardo, I got a question for you that I'm going to
Sure.
try to ask without any kind of spoilers.
Okay.
Looking at
possible-
these panels like this,
possible
Uh-huh.
spoilers.
I'll try to spoil
the
it.
Matrix apparently being all-knowing.
Uh-huh.
You've read all of IDW, right?
Oh yeah. I know. I know. I know the meaning of it. Yep. I sure do.
Okay, so you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Why the Matrix didn't show him? Like what's going on?
Well, my theory. I mean, I'm not trying to spoil it. My theory is at this point in the story.
Go ahead. I'm interested.
Okay. I was going to say at this point in the story, I guarantee you they didn't know what the hell they were going to do. This is so far back from that. I have a feeling that they just kind of fill in the blanks. And even at the very end, I don't want to spoil anything. There's a certain point where multiple people are trying to open the Matrix, and this didn't happen. This didn't happen again.
And it's treated as just a giant EMP power bomb.
Yeah.
Like what Prime is actually seeing, like right here. Like maybe it's not necessarily any of this.
Uh-huh.
It's actually just an EMP power burst that may be causing hallucinations and charging him up super power wise.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is that's all that is. And that's why he's seeing all this is just hallucinations.
Or maybe it's faith-based. This is what he believes, so this is what he's seeing.
Yeah, like you hear about those people that die and they see things after they die.
Sometimes they see heaven, sometimes they see hell. And it's like, I think it's whatever you think you need to see.
So I'm curious. I'm curious because I don't think we're going to get to the rest of the three tonight. But I'm curious. Did they change how he became? Did they kind of change how he became the Matrix bearer and Prime later on? Did they tell the story differently?
No, not for him exactly. No.
Nope. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. It's several comics in.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I was going to bring up earlier that I've talked to you about before, Pac, and why you somehow know that Optimus is actually a true Prime is the Matrix actually changed him and repaired him and formed him. Didn't happen with any of the other Primes. They were just named.
Yeah. And this seems almost like magic. Like say it repaired him. It's going to fix that eye, the hole in the chest. It's going to essentially regrow his arm.
Yeah. It almost seems like it's an ER chamber / power up all in one.
So creation properties.
That's why I said before. But like, what's he seeing or what's he feeling? I thought it's probably the pain of creation. Like he just because a lot of them believe that I should say older continuity. They call it the creation matrix. Like it creates life, it breathes life.
Yeah, Marvel they did call it the creation matrix.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Then the cartoon became Matrix of Leadership. Just whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
Later on, they kind of joined that with the Allspark type thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Let's see. The Autobot safe house. Let's see. Joke. He'd kill us. Okay, this is them kind of talking. Hey, he's not going to give us any amnesty. You know what I mean? He's going to whack us the first chance he gets.
Yep, they know too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're found by the Decepticons right here, and they're going to be brought back to Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ultra Magnus. Yeah. But they still get captured, so. Yeah, this is just where they get captured, and it looks like
yeah, there's just a little banter of what's going to happen to them.
Right. Just like Chad or whoever reads, I'm kind of reading too. I've read it so many times, but just to be where we're at. Yeah, the Decepticons have an interest in Hot Rod still. So,
Yeah.
and you know, Hot Rod asked them, basically what are they going to do with the prisoners, and he says that's up to Megatron, but I doubt it'll be pleasant. So now they're being taken off to basically more than likely be killed. And this is where, like, I really suggest that you kind of read this. This is a good section right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and read it because it is an important part. It says, "The matrix fire arcs through my ravaged circuits, burning, purifying, infusing me with power, clarity. The Decepticons believe we are a divided people. That only absolute control unites us. Perhaps that's the greatest deception of all. Within the matrix, all are one. Right now, in this moment, love that art. That's some good art right there.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Unicron a
Yeah.
little bit.
In every moment, we stop to recognize something of ourselves in each other. Unity isn't some hoped for event, it's a matter of perception. That is really cool. So basically, is like Unicron, yeah, like Unicron properties just as well.
Reformatted somewhat, somewhat at least.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely reminds me of that. Let's see. Let's see. It says, all these long millennia, we Autobots fought to uphold a crumbling system that held forgotten in its most sacred truth. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Freedom from oppression, from fear. I see now that our people, our society, is to survive. We Autobots must change what we've been fighting for. Not the rule of law, but for a better tomorrow. And that change must begin with me. So I will lay down my life, my identity for my people. Orion Pax is no more. I am Optimus Prime. And I have a world to set free. Yeah, I thought it was very important to read that section because since we've started, um, we've been building. It's in the early beginning, right off the bat was Megatron's story. Right after
Mm-hmm.
Megatron Origins, I feel like it really was focused on Pax's story. Really, we got a lot of, I say this whole thing's like Megatron's story to me, but they hit real hard with Megatron Origins and explaining where he's from, what he did. And I really think they developed Orion Pax really well. And they've been doing that we've been developing his character ever since we finished Origins.
Yep.
And now we witnessed the quote Windblade or the Oracle Flame, the living prime.
Yeah. I think we're going. Let's see. We have three more, and we're at 53. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have to do another one, um, because I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush something. That's not
Well,
what.
this is good.
Yeah.
This is a good stopping point. I mean, he just now became Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
We're finally finished with Ron Pax.
Yeah.
Well, actually not, but we kind of are. I forgot. Certain things happen.
Let's see. Let me not do this without kicking you this time. Ha ha. Let's see.
Can he do it?
There
And he
we
did it.
go.
He did it.
Yay. I guess I double clicked last time, but transform. No, I thought maybe we could do it, but there's too many things to delve into, and there's no need. And a lot of people have already read it, but so this is a good format. We might hit that off. So next time we do the next few, then we can just go right into another story, just like we did tonight. Maybe if people like that, let us know, and maybe we'll just go ahead and do them late like this, couple back to back. There's so many. Does anybody know exactly how many issues there are? I don't have my paper in front of me with the continuity. How many comics are in this series?
I think 380 something.
I thought there were more than that.
Woo.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I was thinking more though, but must be
You
wrong.
could be right.
380. I'm freaking diluting down, man. That's a lot, and we've probably covered what 2? No, we've covered. I'm trying to think off the top of our heads. We've covered Megatron Origins up until now. Orion Pack Spotlight. We've done Blur Spotlight. We're in the middle of Autocracy.
Have you? I missed some of this. Have you guys covered was it Maximum Dinobot or what's it called?
That's
Supernoggin?
That's much
Okay.
later.
We have not got to Maximum Dinobots. It's right after Devastation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're still way back. Yeah.
Yeah, we got next
If
one.
my count is correct, it looks like 345.
Mhm.
I just highlighted all the comics and looked at the properties on my computer.
Well, you gotta get through the Dark Ages. I call them first. Autocracy.
No, it's wrong. Here's my notepad. My notepad's actually got every one of them all the way through the very last comic. There's 427.
Okay, yes.
Oh wow.
I thought so because you printed off the paper for me. I swear it was more than that.
And
And
it might be because it's counting like Autocracy as 12 individual comics. Like it's counting all of them individually.
Right. It technically is. It technically is. That's why we're still on it. I mean, it's 12.
Yeah.
And
Where some of my digital copies are just the whole trade paperback. So it's sees it as one comic. But the chronological
Yeah, kind
there's
of saga.
427. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Omnibus.
I will be thinking about that. I have been wanting to do it. I talked to you once and you're like, I don't think we should. But man, I'm telling you, a retrospective, like 1 week you're phase 1, the next week you're phase 2, and everyone's just one. I don't know. I think about it.
I
We
know.
can. I wouldn't
I know
want to
phase
spoil
two.
anything for anyone, but we can.
Yeah. Phase two. I think it's just, it just gets more funner. You know,
Yep.
you gotta work your way to it.
The colors are bright. They got characters like a Swerve and
Well, and it's post-war. I mean, when
Yeah.
have we ever known Transformers post-war?
So wait a minute. You read what you want. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the phase 2 stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's post-war, so you basically when phase 2, you basically get that slice of life stuff.
Yeah, this
where they're trying to settle back into a life that none of them have ever known.
Yeah, like even Blur's bar. You know, he welcomes everybody. He doesn't care. Like only thing is, you will not fight here. You know, I don't care what you do in the streets or the ghettos. Do what you want, but here, man, we're trying to go. We're just trying to coexist.
Yeah, it's funny how Blur kind of becomes the new McAdam.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
McAdam. So, all right.
I know Swerve. I'm gonna spoil anything, but I wasn't coming out a little Swerve. You know, Swerve met him like one time, and in his head, and we had a whole speech. You know, where we opened a bar together. And like, did you guys really have a conversation? Like, no, but it was implied. He wanted to go and visit. It was implied.
All right. With that being said, we're going to get out of here. Hopefully we can get on a little bit more of a roll and really start covering some of this. Yeah, this early stuff is very grungy, very gritty. You know what I mean? It's way. I even think like I like these series, the Devastation, the Infiltration, the Maximum Dinobots. That's a pocket and a run that I really enjoy. There's some really good stuff in All Hail Megatron. That's a run right there. I'm dying to get to again.
Megatron. Oh yeah.
Yep.
So
a long time.
We're gonna keep thinking about how we can keep doing this and bringing it more. So tonight we were able to bring a little bit more than we usually can. So we'll see what happens. That being said, we will talk to everybody later.